go, guys, from the hot studio. I thought about playing that song because of how hot it is in here. Jeez, gonna die of heat. What's up? How's everybody doing? How are you guys? Oh, you know what? I should probably turn that on. We'll worry about that here in a second. Wait, let him play first, then comment. Feel the heat, taking me on. Who knows what song I was playing? Who knows? Oh wait, you know what? I should probably check and make sure my mic is on. Oh, it is on. Okay. Whew. Tanya, it is cooking in here. Hello, hello, hello. Trying to see. Feel my heat, taking you high. You'd make my day if you played Alice in Chains. Ooh, I'll play some Alice in Chains here. Now I need to learn that song. There we go, exactly. I'm trying to see. I think my thing's messed up. How many people are watching right now? Someone help me out with that. Also, how's it sounding? Heaven on Fire. There you go. You got it. I knew you guys would get it. Feel the heat, taking you high. Nope, that's the wrong thing. Sorry, guys. Give me one. So there's something I gotta take care of on here. Make sure Guitar Man is here. And I'm probably gonna butcher what I have to do, but it's going down. It's going down. Let me see this real quick.
When you put
okay. Oh yeah, look, it's totally. My thing's frozen. It just says 70 people are here. 130. Okay. My guitar volume's messing up again. I just want to make sure that Guitar Man is here. Oh, there he is. All right. There, I should point at the camera, right? Okay. So, yeah, I don't know why my thing's messed up, but whatevs. Because that's not what we're here. We're here just to hang out. You're here, all right. Because there's something special going on, Guitar Man. It is his daughter's 19th birthday, Katrina. And, you know, it's only fair if we play Happy Birthday. You know, I wish I was 19. So, happy birthday, Katrina. I knew I'd mess it up right away. Would have been so much cooler if my volume was turned off. Except my volumes won't not turn off on my guitar right now. They're just stuck in a permanent state of on. But anyways, happy birthday to Katrina. Everybody in the chat, happy birthday. Happy 19th birthday. And here my man, my volumes are so messed up right now. So, you know what? I butchered it a little bit at first, but I feel like we brought it on home. We brought it on home. Oh wait, take it on home. So, all joking aside, happy birthday, Katrina. Hope you guys have a great one. Happy B-Day. There you go. Thank you, guys. Thank you to Bo for just being rad. Just being a cool dude. Cool dad. Okay. So, I had one of these with the channel members. See, that's I'm like already like hyper. And I was like, I got a second one today. I haven't had one of these in a long time. Pre-quarantine. And this is the second one that I saved it to have it with you guys. No problem, buddy. Sorry I butchered it at the beginning. I was like, I'm gonna mess this up, and at least I got the mistake out of the way early. Thoughts on Greco? I've played some Grecos. You know what? I've played some different copies of Les Pauls, like Greco, Edwards. What was the other one? And they were all super, super good guitars. Just like fantastic guitars. And also, if you guys hear something, I have the fan on. Like I said, if you're just now tuning in, it's so hot in here. So I gotta have the fan on. I wouldn't make it. You guys would just see me laying on the floor in a pool of sweat. Oh, you know, I used to know some Collective Soul. I definitely don't know it anymore. I liked all that, especially that first Collective Soul album was so good. I am all jolted up. Look at I can't keep my legs still. I am just ready to go. It's gonna be just like every song is gonna be 10 BPM faster. Guaranteed. Oh, that's why it sounded weird. It's all the caffeine, man. I seriously think it is. There's just so much caffeine. You know what's funny is, I said, do you guys remember Jolt? Like the actual drink called Jolt? I remember my mom wouldn't let me get it. I think it was called Jolt. I just remember on the bottle, it had a graph of like the caffeine in it. And it showed like, it just straight up said Mountain Dew, which I don't know if they're allowed to do that. It literally just had a graph. It was like Mountain Dew's caffeine, and then it was like Jolt's caffeine. And it was like, way, I'm like, I want this to drink. Your mom's like, no. That was an old store called Max. I just remember seeing it. I'm pretty sure it was called Jolt. It was an old pop when I was a kid. And I just remember like just that graph of it being like twice the caffeine of. So it was probably like it was basically like an energy drink. It was probably like pre-energy drinks. Well, enough to remember Jolt Cola. I never had it. I don't think I ever had it. I don't think my mom would let me get it. Anyways. Ice water. I got some Ice Mountain right here. I went to a recording school in New York City in the late 80s, and we survived 9 a.m. lecture with Joel. You know what's funny? Whenever I was in Germany, I don't know how many of you guys have seen it, but I did a video called 100 Riffs on 100 Guitars. And half the video is on my channel, and then the other half is on the Toman channel. We completely underestimated how much work that video would be. Because if you've seen any of the videos in their store, there's thousands of guitars, and they're like, oh, this is easy. I learned the 100 riffs the best I could. I mean, like, it's hard to remember that many riffs. But we were up. We started at, I think, 8 o'clock at night, whenever the store closed. And we were there, and this was the day before GitCon. So we were in Bamberg, and we had to drive all the way up to Markneukirchen the next day. And we literally, it was me, David Wallerman, Mian, who else was there? One more person. Who was there? Anyways, we were up till from 8 p.m. all the way to 8 a.m. shooting this video. We were so tired when we got to GitCon. But we went to the grocery store before we started the night, and they had these, like, knockoff Red Bull cans. Man, I wish if Mian was here, he'd remember what they were called. I can't remember what they were called, but they were just like, they were $1. They were super, and we just like got it. We were like, all right, whatever these cans were, and they were nasty. And we drank, and we were like, even though we were super tired, like couldn't go to sleep. We were so wired from these like knockoff Red Bulls that we drank. So it was a good time. But I remember that, man. That video was so much work. Oh, Blue Dreams, thank you so much. Voodoo Child. Oh, well, I gotta switch guitars if I'm gonna do Voodoo Child. So anyways, yeah. I'll probably be talking like 100 miles an hour. Not only did I have now 2 of these double shots, I also had a Mountain Dew. So it's gonna be one of those shows. Can guarantee. My hands just quit working. My nose is actually running. I can tell it's warm in here. Anyways. Yeah. I just talking to Guitar Man also earlier. He's hunting for a 62 Strat, man, and I can't recommend it enough. The channel members know a little something secret going down. I can tell you guys how long. Probably about 2 weeks. We actually just got a gimbal for our cameras, because my wife likes to do a lot of the handheld stuff, and she was just saying that she was kind of unhappy with just kind of like how smooth the shots were. So we found a real nice gimbal that we're gonna get. I think it gets here next week. So she's gonna learn how to use it, and I gotta learn how to use it too, because I want to use it for B-roll. But a lot of the intro jams and all that stuff are gonna be a lot smoother. I mean, they were already really good before. I thought they looked fine, but I think we both kind of like are a little bit of perfectionists at certain areas. Just drank so much caffeine that his nose is running. No, my nose is running because it's so hot in here. Gabby, I had a humidity thing and a temperature gauge in here, but Gabby stole that. And my humidifier is not on right now because it's been so humid lately. I just turned it off, so I don't know how hot it is in here, but I bet it's high 70s. For some reason, this room, just all the air goes up. So I was talking to my dad, who's a contractor, and he was telling me different things to look. So I got to go up in the attic and look at some stuff, because he said it's possible that we have too much insulation, or that our ridge fin isn't working properly. Just ordered a new guitar. Hot diggity dog. Yeah, you know what? What'd you get, man? New guitar, and it's allergy season, and I think I have allergies. I've never had them as a kid. I've always had really bad sinuses, but I think I'm starting to get allergies. Welcome to being 30, right? Oh, and you know what? Sorry, I just saw another super chat. But Blue Dreams, I played Voodoo Child, but thank you for the super chat. I don't think I said thank you for the actual super chat itself. So sorry about that. Christian, thank you very much. The thoughts for upgrades 600 to 1K. Thinking PRS, dude. I'll tell you what, man. The PRS, it depends on what kind of sound you want. I would look and see if you can find. You might be able to score one around $1,000. My PRS CE24, you could probably find an older CE for right around that price, to be honest. And you will not be... Hey, Steve from Boston. Hey, speaking of the CE24s, you will not be disappointed in that guitar. You could easily get like an SE or an S2, and those are amazing guitars as well. But the CE24s, I really like them with that maple neck. Hello from Memphis. Yeah, you guys will have to let me know how many people are tuning in at different times, because, like I said, I don't know, because my thing just says 70. So if I see the chat stop, I'll just assume that there's less than 70 people here. There's probably like 5 people. Landon, shows your acoustic collection. Yeah, your my acoustic's in the closet. Listen, the acoustic lives in the same place that the bass lives, in the closet. I don't even want to look at them. I might need to go blow my nose here in a second. Yeah, you'll be happy with any PRS guitar, no doubt. That's what I needed, more caffeine. Woo! 196, wow. Whoa, caffeine licks. Caffeine licks are kicking in. I've actually been working on a lot of country stuff, and I do a decent amount of hybrid picking in my playing anyways. But since I've been like really honing in on trying to come up with my own country, ooh, it hurts. I've done so much of it now that these 2 fingers hurt really bad, especially my middle finger. So I got to take a few days off from chicken picking because my fingers just can't take it. Love your shred lessons. Oh, dude, thank you so much. I'm getting ready to get into a lot more lessons and different stuff. I'm getting back into some riff videos, and I was just talking to Gabby about that tonight. I was like, once we get this gimbal, I want to like really like hit YouTube hard and step up just the videos that we're making. Like, I have some really good ideas for videos that I've been kind of like, if I'm being like honest with myself, I've been kind of lazy, and I just didn't feel like doing the intense kind of research that goes into these types of videos that I want to do. And I was like, you know what, once we get this gimbal, if we're investing the money in doing this kind of stuff, it's like the least I can do is like not be lazy and come up with the best videos I can come up with. So that's what we're going to be doing. I'm really excited. You guys, I was telling the channel members this. I told the channel members a couple things that they have to keep under their hats. But one of the things is these intro jams that I've been doing is I kind of thought it would be cool if I got like guest guitar solos on there every once in a while. So some of them that are coming up is I just got the video from Doug Rappaport. He did a solo. You'll see that soon. The channel members got to see a little sneak peek of it. Doug Rappaport, Sean Tubbs. I'm gonna... I haven't asked these next people yet. I'm gonna see if they will. Buddy Tim Pierce. I want to see if I could get Jeff Loomis to do it. And guys, who else did I say? And Pete Thorne. I'm gonna ask those guys too. But so far, Sean and Doug are on board. Oh, my buddy Michael Nielsen. I'm really excited. I'm gonna do an '80s one with him. So why do you think that Richie Kotzen stopped using a pick? I don't know. He said he just got tired of like, where's my pick? Where's my pick? So then he tried to do a show without using a pick, and he was just like, hey, you know what? But that's the thing, when you're like a Richie level guitar player who just, I think he just like transcends using a pick. It's like he doesn't need to use a pick. And I've seen videos of him. He's like, no, I can use a pick if I need to. And he like went back to using a pick, and he's just like some blazing fast lick. I mean, and like, dude hasn't probably used a pick in like 4 years. Just picks up a pick, and he like hasn't missed a beat. Can't touch your keyboard anymore. You're eating Cheetos. Can you say hello to my new little bird, Emmett? He digs your playing. Well, hello, Emmett. How's it going, bro? Tweet, tweedly-dee. Does he rock in the treetop all day long? Just a rockin' and a boppin', singing his song? Do all the little birds on Jaybird Street? Actually, I don't know the lyrics to that song very well. But, oh yeah, but anyways, what I was getting at is I'm going to have a bunch of these just guys who are much better than me, so you'll have someone like good to listen to on these intro jams. But I'm excited about it because, you know, more so than just like you said, like to me they're my friends, but I never stopped being just a fan. You know, I'm just such a fan of these guys. So the fact that any of them are like, yeah, man, just send me the track, you know, means a lot to me. And I just get to like dissect their solos that they send over, and I can slow them down if I want to, and all this kind of stuff. It's just an excuse to steal more licks from these guys, really. Background guitars, just found out about them today, and they are insane looking. I have not. No, I haven't heard of them. Rockin' Robin, tweet, pulling. Tips on starting lead guitar. Scales. The best thing you can do, man, is learn your pentatonic scale. What you'll find happens as you've been playing for a while. So I've been playing for about 15 years at this point, and you start combining the scales and modes, and just like different theory things that you learn, and you just kind of create your own scale. Is really what happens. So start with your pentatonic. It's a great framework to build off of, and get that down first. You know, don't even worry about the rest of it. Just start with that. Oh snap! Car Dynamics new member. Hold on. I thought my guitar was tuned. Oh, I can't play it. My hands are like tired now. Thank you so much, man. New member. Yeah, look at that. That wasn't the best version of the new member riff. Hold on 1 second, guys. Let me go. I have to go blow my nose. It's driving me crazy. So no one steal my guitar, and I'll be right back. Whew. It's really hot over here. Oh, it feels so nice and cool out in the hallway. So anyways, thank you again so much for joining Car Dynamics. That was a half pound of yeah, for real. Well, you know what, the new member riff is hard to just jump into if your hands aren't warmed up, and my hands aren't warmed up. Yeah. That and oh, you know what? I cut that part out of the video. In the recent gear video I did, I talked about this, about how the Strat makes me play differently because the frets are so low. It's really hard to play fast on it. So like, it's more of a melodic guitar for me. So that was basically like the ultimate guitar to not be playing that. See how much better it is on this one. Do you have a whammy pedal? I've never owned a whammy pedal. They sure seem cool, but I have never owned one. Oh yeah, Alice in Chains. Someone asked me to play that earlier. Oh man, that's a real throwback video. You know, we still have that lawnmower, but it doesn't work anymore. That was actually it's a good lawnmower. It's an old lawnmower. That was my my grandfather's lawnmower, and it's an old. It's still like, you know, made in USA, all metal, super heavy. So it's nothing we want to get rid of. But you know, it needs to be taken in and worked on or something. But it's I still got it. I wish you knew how to play In My Time of Dying. I got some more Led Zeppelin videos coming up soon. I'm not playing through the amps tonight. And tomorrow we're probably gonna put the air conditioner in the window over here, but having those amps on, it makes the room so hot. So until we get the AC in, the amps are like a no-go. When I shot the video the other day using the amps, it just happened to be on like, it was like the one cool day during the week. So that's why I was like, hey, we need to do this video on Tuesday. Like, we gotta do this video on Tuesday. And that's when we shot that one, when it was nice and cool out. But if it's like hot like it is right now, and you turn those amps on, oh man, they're like having little space heaters on. Figured out a cool lick you played during the video that inspired me a lot. I'm glad I got time to figure it out. Super fun to play. Oh, dude, thank you very much. I'm glad there's, you know, a little bit of something scattered in the nonsense. All right, I got another challenge here. Do I miss? You know what? Honestly, I don't miss my white Sherbo. Nope, I do get asked that pretty often. There's only one guitar that I've ever sold that I miss, and that is my my American Strat, which was like the first real guitar I ever owned. So a lot of you guys already know that story, but. Guitar Man says make sure it's oh yeah, yep. So the way we do it, the air conditioner up here is oddly enough, this is nothing that we did, but it's just kind of the way the room is. This side of the room over here is actually on a completely different breaker from, oh, clicked on the wrong thing. Sorry, hold on. OBS, that's what I want. This side of the room is on a completely different breaker than this side of the room. So we had separated just by sheer luck. So unfortunately, this is all on the same one as our kitchen. So sometimes whenever like if me or Gabby like trips the breaker, it also turns off like the computer, the amps, the internet, all that kind of stuff. But then this side of the room, like the fan and the lights and all that stuff, they'll still be on and fine. Electric Killer, new member! Woo! I don't know where that was going, but welcome. Thank you for joining, Electric Killer. New member. Black Betty. I've completely ruined that song for my wife because, for one, it's really funny. Our dog, he's always wagging his tail. He's like the happiest dog ever. But he'll hit it against the couch, and anytime like we hear anything that goes like this, it goes like, and he wags his tail in the rhythm of Black Betty. But years ago, I did a video where I had to play Black Betty like 4 or 5 times in a row for a comparison video, and now my wife just heard it so much up here when I was recording it. We're all like so sick of that song, but every single time we hear anything, do we go bow bow, bow take it down, down. So it's like one of those songs that we're always singing the guitar part. Because the reason I say that is because it literally, I don't know, an hour ago we were doing it because the dog walks in, his tail hits the couch and just goes doom 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 bow bow, bow take it down. But a lesson on the new member if so we all can play it. Sure, we can do that. Some good 15 tube on the market. I don't know any necessarily 15 watt tube amps. How much is the... I have the Brent Hines, which I think is a 15 watt, or is it 20? I'm not sure. And I have the Rev D20, which is, I think it's also a 20, obviously D20. It's a 20 watt amp as well. So both of those are really good. For home recording, I don't think you can beat the Rev one, just because you can do direct recording. But it also has the 2Notes software. And but like I said, the orange sounds great. If you're not looking for home recording and you want something that already has distortion built in it, it's a great option too. Anyways, the new member riff. Let's do it. Let's do this thing. How do you play the new member riff? It's probably like way more simple than what you might think. Sorry, it's a little bit bright. I wonder if I can turn this down a little bit. There you go. So, this is all that it is. Again, you said when I'm warmed up, I can play it better, but. And it just basically, I think of it as like an E major. Arpeggio. But I'm just going like this. I guess it's not technically an E major because I've got things like the 2 and the and your 5. Well, I guess that's not bad. So, what would that be? What's a major chord with the it's an add 9. Hey, it's add 9 arpeggio. So basically I'm going to go 16, 14, 12 on the high string. I do a pull off. Then I go to the G, and I'm going to go 16, 14, 13. So now those I pick. So the G string I pick each time. And when I go back, I hammer on to 14 and hammer on to 16. Obviously I hammer on those because that's what I just said. There we go. Sorry, my caffeine brain is moving quicker than what my hands are. So we have. Now when I get back to the high string, I pick those first 3 notes. So I go 12, 14, 16, and then I start the lick over again. So those are pull-offs. So it goes. Yeah. Yep, so just a string skipping, very Paul Gilbert-y kind of lick. And then this little part here, again, it's just kind of like straight out of your Ionian scale. I'm going to go 17 to 12 on the high string. Then I go 16, 17, 16, pull off 12 on the high string, and that's it. So then into that thing, and there you have it. So that's your way too hyper caffeine version of breaking that lick down. You're new, John. John's new. Well, John gets the new member riff. I know you might not have joined during the stream, but you're still a new member. Enter Sandman, please. That's all I can play. You gotta watch playing that one. Copyright will get you. There are just certain songs you gotta really be careful playing. Oh, and I was gonna tell you guys. Some of you might know. The next one won't be for a couple weeks, but last week I did the live clinic that I've been like threatening to do these live clinics forever, and I did basically like a test one kind of which was included in the Rock and Roll Boot Camp, my guitar course, but I did the first like actual. This was all about using the major third in your minor pentatonic clinic last week, and it went so well. I was so happy with how it went. I got really good feedback from everyone, and we're gonna do another one next month sometime. So I thought it was good. I really liked it. It was the right amount of time. I feel like it was real easy to get to everyone's questions. So it was a good vibe. I owe Lars $4 now. Just says looking to buy a custom shop Les Paul. Does hide glue neck joint matter? Should I try to get newer, older ones? Honestly, that's getting into a tricky area. For me, honestly, I like the 70s Les Pauls a lot. This is always kind of the test. If you were like me, like I originally had played a lot of Les Pauls over the years, and I never really cared for them. They were never really my thing. I was just like, I'm just not a Les Paul guy. I'm a Strat guy. Until I played this Les Paul. This one, if you've ever played a 70s, they feel very different. The 70s is like a kind of like a kooky period for Gibson. The necks are different, and the neck instantly, I like the way the guitar sounded. Again, I have this like reoccurring theme with these brands that I don't really connect with, like PRS, for example. And I love PRS, and I've become friends with different people who work over at PRS, like Gene and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, I haven't connected with a lot of their guitars, except for the CE24, which has a maple neck. And I don't know if it's just coincidence, but something about 70s Les Pauls is that they have maple necks. So you can see it's a maple neck on this thing. And I don't know, there has to be something about the snap of maple that my ears just really like. And I happen to really like the shape of the 70s necks. So Isabella, what is included in your boot camp? The boot camp course I have, which isn't available right now, but it's a beginner guitar course. So basically, it's a guitar course for someone who wants to play rock guitar. I'm not teaching you stuff like Mary Had a Little Lamb. It's geared towards the person who has, their basic chord shapes under their fingers, and who is just wanting to kind of like venture down more of the rock guitar path versus, learning how to play your major scale right away. Like, this is pentatonics, your minor pentatonic scale, your major pentatonic scale, using power chords, using your basic chords, all that kind of stuff. So, like I said, it's not available right now, but it will be. Actually, it'll be a while before that one's available again. My 8-course bundle, which is more advanced, it's more like intermediate, that one will be available again in a couple months, but the boot camp won't be available again for quite a while. Kevin, what do you think about Pancake? You might be just a maple kind of guy. I think I am, although on Strats, my Strat I love. I ended up really loving Strats with the rosewood fingerboard, but again, maple neck. And you know what? My 76 Custom right here, that's a Pancake. It basically, that guitar is everything people warn you about from the 70s. It's a Pancake body. It's a 3-piece maple cap on it, and maple neck, volute, all the stuff they say is bad. And that guitar is incredible. It's an amazing guitar. I don't believe any of that stuff. The KMs are kind of weird. If you ever run across a KM, I always recommend someone try it, because they're really kind of like odd guitars for the 70s, because a lot of times they would have, like I said, pancake bodies. So if you don't know what that is, that's literally where they are gluing 2 pieces of mahogany together for the body. And I mean, they would have 4 or 5 piece maple tops and all that kind of stuff. They were trying to cut down cost of the guitars. So a KM is kind of strange because it has a 1-piece, solid 1-piece mahogany back, a beautiful mahogany back on it. You can see it's really, really nice. And you can see there's no pancake, and it's a 2-piece top, just like you would get on a normal like modern Les Paul, which was very uncommon for the 70s. So, like I said, the KMs are just these really like oddball Les Pauls for the 70s. Still had a 3-piece maple neck, rosewood board, all that kind of stuff. But of course, the double cream pickups, which is another kind of strange thing. Guitar Manager 76, yeah. So I don't buy into the hate of the 70s guitars. I've played. I think I say it in the Gibson Live video. I've played 50 Strats that I thought just sounded dead and didn't have life in them. And I've played 70s Les Pauls that I thought sounded dead and didn't have any life in them. And I've played 50 Strats that sound phenomenal. And I've played 70s Les Pauls that sound phenomenal, all this stuff. So it's, it's each guitar is different. Every era has good and bad ones. I feel like I have been an intermediate player forever. How do you take to the next step? I honestly, Hillbilly Guy, I think a lot of stuff, and I don't know what I would, what I would be considered, compared to Steve I, I'm a beginner guitar player. Compared to most people, I'm a beginner guitar player. But I think a lot of it was was learning songs and trying to take stuff away from the songs and turning it into your own thing. So I think once you do that, then you kind of force yourself into writing a lot, and you start hearing stuff. And all of a sudden, you need to find a way to play what you're hearing. And I feel like that's such a key moment whenever you bridge that gap to... I'm sorry, I got all my stuff mixed up. Anyways, bridging that gap between intermediate, kind of venturing into more advanced, playing whenever you want to start teaching people or whatever it is. It's such a crucial part of it is learning how to deconstruct everything you've learned and build it back up again into your own thing. Because it's like... I used to buy, like, guitar magazines, for example. I haven't bought a magazine in a long time. But when I was, growing up playing guitar, I would buy a magazine. I would maybe learn one thing out of the entire magazine. Guitar Techniques magazine, I think, was the best one. And Guitar One and Guitar Techniques. I probably learned the most out of those two. Whenever Guitar One was still around. It's not around anymore. But it would be worth it. It was worth the money if I could just get one idea out of it that I would use. And I can still remember. I remember I learned this diminished thing in one of them. Like that was the only thing I learned in that whole magazine, like whatever episode or issue it was. But I just remember I thought it was the coolest thing, and I've used it a bunch. So I feel like that's kind of where you start, bridging that gap is when you can start deconstructing stuff and reorganizing it into your own thing. Because I was just learning. Let's see who can name this song. Oh, so hold on. Oh no, hold on. How does it go? I just learned it, so I might not remember the best. How's it go? I'm messing it up. What part am I missing on that? Oh man, I gotta remember that part. Oh, I got it. Okay, hold on. Let's do that again. Pretend I didn't just mess it up. Rewind. Yep. Anyways, learn that little intro, which I'm butchering it really bad. I'm learning because I want to do this Billy Gibbons video, and I need to get a lot better at this stuff. But right away I was like, listen to how many cool things are inside of just that little snippet. Like already I was just like, oh man, there's just so many things to take away from this. For one, the way he is like holding notes together. It was the first thing I noticed right away. So he goes like this. He goes. But listen how he slides into the notes. Like it was just like all these little things. I'm like, man, that's cool. And then he goes. And then this was the coolest thing in the world. As soon as I hit this part, I was like, that is just like, that's the gravy of the whole thing. I messed messed that part up. I can't remember the exact rhythm of it. But then he goes, and even whenever he's hitting stuff, it's not like right on the beat. Like listen to the way he does it. And I instinctually want to go. He goes 1 and. So it's just like little things like that. So like I said, so you take all that stuff away, and you just kind of build it up into your own stuff. It's just so cool. I gotta prove something. When she boogie, how's it go? Do. There it is. So it's just the little things, man. You know, it's just cool stuff. So, learn. Like I said, I want to learn like Tube Snake Boogie. Lots of his. You know, Billy's just one of my favorite players, and I'm like, you know, I've never really like learned the stuff the right way to like really try to slow it down and learn it right. Because initially, like when I was learning that part, and sorry if this is boring, you guys can let me know, and I won't keep blabbing about it. But first time around listening to this, I was like, you know, probably a little bit too confident that I knew what was going on. And, you know, the Rev had to quickly put me in my place. I'm like, oh, man, he's doing all kinds of stuff. I'm really slopping this up. But, you know, I learned it. And then, like, this part I went... It took me forever to realize. I'm like, where did he go? And then all of a sudden I realized, I'm like, oh, he rolls up to the F sharp. And then he goes, because I was going, and I'm like, that doesn't sound right. And I cheated, and I went to YouTube and I played it at half speed. And I'm like, oh, you know what? He's just hitting that chord. And then I was like, and I listened to it again, and I'm like, that's not what he's doing there. And I, you know, put it back half speed. I'm like, oh, look, he's just doing this straight up. I still don't know if he's hitting open. I need to listen to it more. I can't tell if he's hitting an open or if he's playing 5th fret. Oh, there it was. I played it right. Hey, JC, welcome. I like the Strat Tile ESPs. Ooh, nice. ESP makes fantastic guitars. Just hanging out and enjoying. Awesome. Yeah. Well, I usually like to. Normally, I can see how many people are watching, so then I can be like, oh, okay. If I'm like really bombing or just talking about something that's boring, I can see. I'm like, oh, okay, people don't want to hear me talk about this. But I have no clue. So you know, for all I know, there's 2 people watching right now. Not boring at all. Just surprised you're coding. He grew up. Oh man, you know what's funny? Billy Gibbons. Why I like him so much is my dad. I just remember him. The biggest thing he always, constantly like reminded me of with guitar is, you know, I would play him guys like, you know, once I started learning different stuff from different players, and I'm not going to mention names because I'm not trying to knock on any players. He'd be like, yeah, those guys are good. He's like, but they don't got that swing. He's like, you know, listen to the groove. He's like, listen to Eddie. He's like, listen to Billy. Yeah, like he would, and I remember I got the Crossroads DVD, and I was telling him who's on there. He's like, Joe Walsh. He's like, yeah, watch Joe Walsh. And I was like, oh, ZZ Top's on here. And I didn't really like know much about it. He's like, dude, put her on ZZ Top. Let's hear some Billy Gibbons. And then they just, you know, they go, yeah, you know, they just go into it, and it's just him and Dusty like walking across the stage. And my dad's like, so you need to learn some ZZ Top. He's like, listen to that, you know. one of the guys who worked with my dad, he was an amazing guitar player. His name is Robbie Payne. He showed me. He's like, no, he's like, Billy does that part with his thumb a lot. That was actually, no. You know what's funny? Looking back at that, I think that was the first moment I ever realized using your thumb over the neck instead of like fretting it with your index finger. I remember him saying, like, because my hands were so big, he was like, no, look. He's like, you could do it. Your hands are big. So he's like, just use your thumb. That's what Billy does. Oh, he goes back to that, doesn't he? You know, right into it, and then I remember that he goes into the. It was just, my dad was constantly just like making sure that I realized, like, you know, the groove is the most important thing out of all of it. So I would sit there and learn. I couldn't play the solos at the time, but I would learn the backing part. Oh. You know, oh, sorry, I missed the super chat. Built TV, thank you so much. The importance of guitar live streams is important. Love learning as much as I can from all that you do. Well, thank you very much, man. And yeah, I was like, I didn't know what to call that video, and I was like, the importance of gear is important. I think I changed the title on it eventually, but thank you so much for the super chat, and I like legitimately look forward to the live stream every single week. My head's in Mississippi. And that's another case of like just watching how they actually play something, because I've seen Billy do it different ways, but listen to the difference. I'm pretty sure on the record, if I remember right, it's like this. So this is how I used to play that riff. Which sounds like it, and then I remember I watched a video and Billy went like this. Because when you do it up here, you can get that shake on it, you know? But my head's in Mississippi. I have to go like this to try to get my voice to go deep enough. I remember my dad telling me, like, he's like, oh, you gotta hear Cheap Sunglasses and TV Dinners, and you know, he had the ZZ Top Greatest Hits, is what, like I said, my dad transitioned and he played mostly bluegrass music while I was growing up. But once I got into electric guitar and was playing rock music, he just gave me his entire collection, which was that ZZ Top Greatest Hits. I had a Blackfoot album. He had Steppenwolf. He had the 1984. What else did I get from him? I think I had a Motley Crue album. Had Loverboy. And my mom had a bunch of like funk stuff. So I think she had, you know, like Ohio Players, Commodore, like all that kind of stuff. So it was like just a smorgasbord of great music. And all of the one big thing it all had in common was it all had groove. Just like tons and tons of groove. So, you know, when I think of like what's important, I'm like, man, you know, just make sure you're playing something that that bounces. Like, you know, if you can't help but sit still, I'm sorry, if you can't sit still when you're playing something, to me that's a good thing. It's a good sign. Can you play the arcade? You know, I honestly I don't have my Richie Kotzen Telecaster anymore. I sold it, and that was one of the items that had to go when I got my Strat. So I sold that one, and I got my Strat. Texas Swing is the thread. Yeah, I mean, listen to like Dime, you know. I mean, again, it's metal and it's heavy, but listen to the groove and. Oh. I don't remember how to play Psycho Holiday the best anymore, but I think that's like super grooving, you know. Just so many great, like Message in Blood. That was always one of my favorite ones off of that album. Skinner, yeah. You know, I didn't get heavy into Skinner. My dad, that was another album I got from my dad. It was Skinner, and I learned like the staples. You know, like Give Me 2 Step or Give Me 3 Steps, whatever the song's called. But I didn't get real heavy into Skinner. And I think it was just because, like, the guitars weren't, like, super distorted, so I didn't appreciate them at the time until I got a little bit older. But, I've learned stuff like, give me back my bullet. So that stuff, and you know who I ended up getting more into, kind of like the southern rock stuff, is I got way more into 38 Special, which they were a little bit later, but I really liked 38 Special. I liked Molly Hatchet a lot. You know. So much distortion. How's it go? I forgot it. Something. I'm cruising down the road and I'm looking round the Oh man. Oh yeah, Free and Bad Company. Yeah, see, I liked Free more than Bad Company. Like, Bad Company was really, really good, but obviously, Kossoff, you know, isn't Free. Every single day, I got a heartache coming my way. I love, and Paul Rogers is one of the best singers ever. Was it Jamaica? No. And so on. Never really got into Nazareth. That they weren't really my jam, even though amazing. They just, like I said, my dad. Honestly, my dad didn't have any Nazareth, so I never really got into them until later. And then I learned stuff like Hair of the Dog. You know, like they were one of the bands I learned the hits. You know, but whenever it was, you know, like ZZ Top. I mean, Tube Snake Boogie, all that stuff is like pretty mainstream, but you know there are certain bands that you learn and you just learn like more of the deep cuts to the band, and then there's some bands that you just learn like the hits, you know. So Nazareth was more of like, okay, I learned like the hit songs, and that was kind of it. The slapback echo is the mic picking it up, actually. See, watch. I'll play that same thing. I'll turn the mic off for a second so you can hear the actual tone. It's all boomy and echoey. I got to figure out how to do it better, but here you go. There you go. Like I said, for now, I haven't gotten a solution for this. I need to get a pair of headphones that I can have on. That way, I can turn the main monitors off. But for now, sorry. Kossoff is definitely not well known enough. Amazing, amazing talent, you know. That's how it goes. I was trying to remember it. Can you play Stone in Love? Those crazy nights, those crazy nights, I do remember in my however it goes. We covered that song in the band I was in. I don't know the lyrics to it. Yeah, I like because there was a bunch of guitar solos, so I was like always, I'm like, you know. So it was just fun. We never did the outro though. That huge outro, we left that out. We cut out the outro. Cut it out. The new Les Paul is right here. Bam. Right there. I was kind of scrambling around to get the stuff ready here. I was running late as always. Stoned in love. What song is that? That's Stone in Love by Journey. If only Tom was here to hear that. Playing his favorite band. Saw Skinner when they still had Alan Collins. Oh wow! So you saw. I've never seen Skinner. Obviously, modern day Skinner quite a bit different, but yeah, I've never seen them in any of their, you know, evolutions. Gave in. Nice. I dragged my dad. See, yeah, I got lucky. You know, my dad played guitar for about 5 or 6 years before I ever wanted to pick one up. DR guitars in the hizzy. Whoa, whoa. Any Black Crows? I used to know a bunch of Black Crows. Which that's not their song, it's a cover. But I used to know that. I used to know Remedy. Black Crows was tough because a lot of it was like open tunings for slide, so I didn't get to learn a lot of it. But I definitely, that was another album that my dad gave me. He had the original Shake Your Money Maker CD print, and there was actually I don't know what happened to it. I lost it after moving a couple different times, but I remember there was something printed wrong, like on the album credits or something. I can't remember what it was, but his was one of them. Like they did a reprint of the album later on, but his was like one of the first batches of it, and it actually had like whatever the mistake was in it. Jimbo said, what's the story on the painting on the wall? Oh, that is actually that. It's hard to point behind you on video. That's just something that my wife made. She's super talented at everything, and she originally made me like a little picture of a guitar that was hanging right over there. Nope, right there. Right? Nope, I can't do it. My brain can't handle this. Anyways, and I think I was telling her how I wanted like a big picture, on the back wall, and she was like, "Oh, well, if you like this little one, like I can do a big one." I was like, "That'd be great." She's like, "What guitar should we do?" And she was like, "Do you want me to do the gold top?" I was like, "That'd be sweet," because it's basically like a what's it called? An abstract painting. It's not, or it's called an abstraction. I can't remember what's the difference. But yeah, she did it all. I think it's all done with like a palette knife. It's not. I don't think there's any brushes used to do that kind of stuff. But that was all her. Yeah. No, Gabby is super talented. It's really funny because we have a painting in our bedroom that I think it's funny. I guess it'd be messed up if she was selling the stuff, but she's not. She just did it herself. But anyways, my mom saw a picture of it from, I forget, I posted something on Facebook. She's like, "Where did you get that picture from?" I was like, "Oh, that's actually something Gabby saw online on like Etsy or something, and like they wanted like $300 or $400 for this painting. So she just went out and bought paints, and like it looked just like it, like painted the same, like she just did it herself, and just like, okay, here you go, and, you know, and just she's done that a couple different times where she would see something. I think she's just like, she's really artistically like inclined, like she has a really good ear for music. Like she helps me all the time with stuff. I ask her opinion on like, you know, what about this? What about this? Like, does this sound like it's in key? Like she has a much better ear than I do. Or at least a better ear that has, it's not as shot as mine. You know, my ears ring and all kinds of stuff, but yeah, but yeah. So she's one of those people who can just do whatever, and I'm not one of those people. 365 people. Wow. Thank you, guys. This song is called 365 Homies. However it goes. Oh man. It was kind of like sounding good for a minute, and then it was just like quickly like deteriorating the longer I played. Play some Hendrix. Man, Hendrix is tough to play. Well, it's hard to play Hendrix in general, but it's really hard to play Hendrix on YouTube. They're really, really strict about Hendrix, so I tend to avoid it. As much as I would love to, you know. I have a Hendrix idea for a video, which doesn't require me to play Hendrix riffs, and I think I'm going to do that. Any Green Day. You know what? I had a student years and years ago who Green Day was his favorite band, and you know, as a lot of you guys know, like I don't like punk music or anything at all, but I will say this, that I had to teach. I think we literally learned. Is it Jesus of Suburbia? Is that an album? Whatever album is, we learned the entire album, the entire thing, and it gave me a total appreciation for Green Day because I didn't have one before. I was like, I don't want to learn that stuff, but whenever I stopped being, you know, kind of a guitar snob, and I learned it, I'm like, there's some sweet stuff in here. There's some cool solos, like everything. So, what is this song? I can't remember how it goes. Do you have the time to listen to me whine? Do 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 do. Goes, but I did learn. I learned a bunch of Green Day stuff. Basket Case, yeah, that's it. I'm not playing it right. The rhythm was really tricky. I remember, like, we worked on it a lot to get it right, and I don't know it off the top of my head. But, Old England can. Not sure what that means. But anyways. Yeah, I remember that one. Of course, you know, like, There we go. Was the first CD I owned. Oh, really? Nice. Yeah, so like I said, I remember I learned that, and then I remember we learned a lot off American Idiot. Like, we learned, like, Holiday and all that stuff. And like I said, after I spent all those months learning Green Day stuff with him, I, like, totally had a new appreciation for it. I'm like, you know what? This is, you know, was it Billy Joel Armstrong? I think it's the singer guitar player name. I was like, he's good. Know any Rush? Yeah. Close enough. Oh, yo, Spin Doctors. Mad props for no one even mentioning the Spin Doctors. I never learned, like, Two Princes or anything like that, but I definitely listened to a lot of Spin Doctors. No Motown, no Motown, man. I'm a total rock guy. Man. Hey, what? I mean, Tom Schultz. One of the best. It's open for Spin Doctors at the Rock and Ribs. Dude, that's awesome. I didn't realize Spin Doctors were still a group. I thought the singer messed up his voice. Went to Spin Doctor show in the 90s. I might grow up. Wasn't my thing. Yeah. They were definitely very 90s. That's for sure. Yeah, see, same here, JC. Like, I haven't heard the Spin Doctors mentioned in a long time. Gonna have to go listen to them now. Coming up, baby, I'm out there from Brown. Collective Soul, Pink Floyd. I don't know any. I used to know, like, Shine. I knew a couple songs off the first Collective Soul album, but that's about it. Closer to the heart, closer to the heart. Oh, man. I need to learn more Rush, that's for sure. Some Quiet Riot. The words, I'm insane. You guys will have to sing it for me because I don't know it. What was it? Talk about a good, like, riff that just gets you pumped up, man. It's all the best riffs, like AC/DC riffs, are all those big, like, chord bow, bow, down. It's got it all. That's why some of you guys, I don't know how many of you are on here right now. Oh my god, 382 of you guys. You all get to watch me be an idiot. I have the stream pulled up on a second window, that way I can do it, but I'd mess everything up. A foot hitting floor? Yeah, I can't stop the tapping of the foot. That is without a doubt a mainstay. If you watch my videos, sometimes you see the camera shake from it. But if you guys missed it, when I started the stream, here's the song that I started the stream with. And let's see now, if you saw the start of the stream, you can't answer this, but I want to see who knows this riff. It's pretty iconic, but I'm curious who knows it. Carl! Woo! My buddy. What's up, man? If you guys aren't subscribed to Carl, dude, go subscribe to him. He's the man. He's like me and him started YouTube probably around the same time. Wouldn't you say, Carl? And been buddies for a long time. So he's one of my favorite guys here on YouTube. Anyways, name this riff. No denying how fun a Kiss riff is to play. You know, oh man, especially 80s Kiss. That's my favorite Kiss. Oh, what album is Heaven on Fire? It's not Animalize, is it? I'm trying to think. There's some Kiss aficionados in the chat. Steve, do you know, man? Also, subscribe to my buddy Steve from Boston. Sorry, I forgot to say that earlier. Hey, PDX Guitar Freak, everybody's here, man. I was just getting ready to watch your video, buddy. You modding your Charvel custom shop. I haven't watched it yet. I need to. Yeah, what is Heaven's on Fire? What album is that off of? Like I said, it's not Animalize. Is it Animalize? I don't know my Kiss albums. It is Animalize. Okay. I couldn't remember. And Mark St. John. I was like, is that the album? But yeah, that's my favorite era of Kiss. I know a lot of people are obviously, you know, the early Kiss, but Cold, yeah. I need all the distortion for this one. I wonder if I could get it to sound a little bit more. Let me see here. A little bit more like Zach. Let's do a little bit too much. Sounds pretty close. Hey, TK, man, everybody's here. Subscribe to my buddy, the Tone King. That, doesn't that sound like it? Let me kill the mic. I think that sounds pretty close to Zach's tone. You know, if my buddy Michael was here, he'd be like, dude, that doesn't sound anything like Zach's tone, but it sounds close. Is there anything more aggressive than that first Ozzy album with Zach? He just wanted to rip your head off. That's what those riffs make me think of. Just like, man. My nose is running again. Did you have an amazing recall? Oh, dude, thank you, man. Zach Wild Riffers go. Yeah, well, I said that tone, like, really reminds me of him. You know, it's funny, when I went into the solo part, I thought that really sounded like his tone. Like that, doesn't that sound like it? Oh, wait, hold on. I know what I did. I had more chorus going on. Yeah. Yeah. But it's one of those tones, like, I only like it if I'm playing that early Zach stuff. Like, I don't like that tone on my own stuff, you know? It's like the, like Eddie, like Van Halen tone. You know, like, I don't like that tone on anything other than Eddie. You know, like anything else, let me see. The phasers in here are really nice. Although I probably shouldn't be playing Van Halen riffs in front of PDX. If you want like the ultimate, like really, I'd say the top guys on YouTube that I've seen really nailing Van Halen stuff would be PDX Guitar Freak, who is on here right now. So if you want to learn some Van Halen stuff, check out his videos. Pete Thorne, Phil X just did a really cool one of I'm the One. Those guys are like the best, you know, for getting like truly like getting that vibe of Eddie. I don't think anybody can really get Eddie's sound. Eddie's, I mean, look, watch Phil X's video. He nails it. He's like, no one can truly get Eddie Van Halen's swing, but these guys are kind of the top of the game. Can you do a montage, Zach Wild? There's Jake Lee versus Randy Rhoads. Ooh, that's a good idea. I don't know much Jakey Lee or much Randy Rhoads though. that's gonna be the unfair advantage of it all. Like I know. All right, let's do the best we can. I was trying to think of a Zach riff that I knew in the key of A, but I don't. Here's 3 riffs played sloppily, not like the original, back to back. There you go. There's 3 whiffs, and probably the amount of distortion I have on right now was only suited for the Zach Wild portion of that riffs. Yeah, this is the Axe Effects. This is just that same old patch that I made literally the first week that I got the Axe Effects so many years ago. It's the same one I use. How has Tom Bukovac inspired your playing? Oh man, Tom has, again, I'll say it again, man. I don't mind totally fangirling out. Thank you, TK. About Tom, because, you know, I was talking the other day, and I said, you know, Tom was kind of like this ghost almost of a person, because pre the coronavirus stuff. So, like I said, please make sure you go subscribe to Tom's channel. I've known about Tom Bukovac, who I'm talking about, for years. Known about him for years. I think the first person who turned me on to him was my buddy Sean Tubbs. Told me about him a long time ago. The issue was there really wasn't much on YouTube of Tom. There's a few things. The first thing I ever saw of him playing, 2 videos. He was playing a Strat copy guitar, and then one he was testing out. He was playing a Les Paul Jr. and he was testing out a Bad Cat amp. And I was just like, man, I just love this guy's playing because he was just so musical. So whenever he started doing these videos because of the coronavirus stuff, I was like, oh my god, I didn't even know he had his own YouTube channel. I didn't know what 501 Course Echo. I didn't know that was him. You know, like himself. I just thought it was someone who had these videos of Book playing. So I've been taking so much stuff away from him. You know, everything from chords, the way he explains how he navigates a lot of the fingerboard. There's been a couple. All of the videos are really, really good, but there are certainly ones that are like standouts that really I'm just like, whoa, that was cool. What did he do there? Guthrie Trapp, another one. Dude, look up if you want like truly some of the best guitar players out there right now. Look up Guthrie Trapp, look up Ford Thurston, look up Tom Bukovac, look up Sean Tubbs. Those 4 guys have a lifetime of, like, you'll never learn all the stuff that they have to offer. So much stuff. Look up those 4 guys. I'll say it again. Look up Guthrie Trapp, Ford Thurston, Tom Bukovac, and Sean Tubbs. Just dive into those guys, you know. And there's been little things I've stolen from Tom, like really interesting like chord voicings that he does, because he talks a lot about how he has taken a lot away from piano and like organ players. And it's interesting because each of these guys take so much away from other instruments. So if you look at like Sean Tubbs, for example, Sean takes a lot, and really listen to his playing. Once I say this, you'll hear it plain as day. But he takes a lot away from horn players. You know, and I'm like, as soon as he told me that, I'm like, oh, I hear it in your playing. You know, he plays lines, he doesn't play scales. And like I said, when you hear Tom talk about the fact that he takes a lot from piano players, those big chord voicings, I'm like, oh my god, it's all over your playing. It clicks all of a sudden. So you out here, PDX, man? Have a good night. So yeah, I mean, there's been like all these different chord voicings I've been stealing from Tom, and just different things. And like I said, you guys have heard me rave about Sean Tubbs for years now at this point. So I'm just happy to finally have videos of Tom to like learn from. And I don't know, I've said it in other live streams, and I'll shut up and quit talking about them. But whenever you're at like those guys, like I said, Guthrie Trapp, Ford Thurston, Bukovac, and Tubbs, when you're at like that level of a musician, any knowledge that they're willing to share with us just needs to be like so appreciated, because they don't have to. Like, by no means do they need to show us anything, but a lot of them do. So, and I'm very thankful for it. I just hope one day I can be at their level and, you know, want to show stuff. Was Sean the guy that you streamed with that one time? Yeah, that was Sean. You know, I consider Sean to be a really good friend of mine. But like I said earlier in the stream, even though I've become friends with all these guys, now I don't know Guthrie and Ford personally. But you know, it's the same with any of them that I'm lucky enough to become friends with. I never stop being a fan. I'm always like the fan first, and then it's like, oh yeah, I'm buddies with this person now. I can just like text them. So you know, like I'll text them or whatever. But I like anytime like Sean posts a video or you know Tim posts a video. Any of these guys post videos. I can't deny the like fan side of me who's just excited to hear him play guitar. Any relation to Ernest Tubbs? I don't know. How's the slide playing going? Go, bro. Nope. Nope. I won't trust his thoughts. Binding on a strat is a crime. Oh, really? You don't like that? Huh. I like it in some cases. I don't know if my buddy Steve is still here. Steve, if you're still here, man, what is the strat? He has a strat with binding, or had one. And it looked nice. I liked it. It was real nice. Sometimes is an incredible player. And a humble... Yeah, that's... You know what's funny? All those players, what they have in common, they're just good dudes. You know? Past the guitar playing, they're all just nice people. And while they play all the good notes, I'll just sit here and play all my pentatonic notes. Eagles music ever since... Yeah, Eagles are another one you gotta really watch playing on YouTube. They are very strict about Eagles. Excuse me, would it be okay if I sang for you?
Sure.
I have 2 at 65 reach in a... Oh, that's right, the Select. That's the one I was thinking of. But, yeah, I knew you had at least one. And I think they look great with the binding on there. You know? High roller and golden earring. Radar Love. Man, I'll be honest. I don't like Radar Love. It's one of those songs, man. Do you want a Floyd Rose or a fixed... Oh, I would prefer to have a fixed bridge 99% of my life. Man. Get into Tom Morello. Yeah, I don't really like his strat. I don't like the way it's laid out. But it's laid out great if you play guitar like Tom. But, yeah, I'm not digging it either. Carlos, do I live in Nashville? I don't. Nope, I live up in Ohio. And I'm going to be going to Nashville soon. Like I said, I was supposed to go a month ago. But, you know, all the COVID stuff going on prevented that. So once, you know... Here in Ohio, we're pretty much opened back up, but Nashville is still much more locked down than what we are. But that's I was talking to the channel members, is that Ohio was one of the first places, if I remember correctly, one of the first places to shut stuff down. So it kind of makes sense that we're one of the first ones to start opening up, and a lot of places are still locked down. Train. Yeah. Train. It's something like that, right? Can't remember if it's in drop D or if it's in standard tuning, but it's along those lines. Here's the funny one I thought up. Play Smoke on the Water using the first chord, Stairway to Heaven. That would be... Dude, oh, I know. Just play everything like slightly wrong. You know. See, I can play it, guys. You know, close enough. Did someone say soap on the water? Strange year time. Yeah, definitely a strange one. Probably the wrong guitar to be playing that on, right? Oh. It's Strat time! Woo! Jeff Beck wire. I guess I don't know what is. How did Jeff Beck wire his guitar? Jimmy Page farts in the key of E. My guitar's out of tune. I know the Presence album is mostly all Strat. All you Page fans out there. Oh. I don't know Sick Again. There's so many Page riffs I wish I knew how to play. Oh, so many. Greatest Zeppelin song ever, bar none. That's the one. That is the ultimate one. 419 people. I saw someone said there's a lot of people on here right now. That's crazy. How it goes. Kind of forget it. Trying to use my ear, not my eyes. There it is. There it was. I knew I was like, if I did, I was using my eyes too much. I'm like, if I just hear it, I can hear the part. Who's better riff writer, Jimmy Page or Billy G? Page, in my opinion, is the greatest riff writer of all time. I think Eddie Van Halen's the best guitar player of all time, but I think Page is the greatest riff writer ever. .420 cops. Yeah, Page doesn't use much gain. I have like so much distortion on my guitar right now. That's a weird song. How'd they come up with it? I know, right? Well, you know what's funny is it's called Achilles' Last Stand, so if you don't know the backstory to it, it was written, I think, in Germany. But Robert Plant was in a car accident, and he broke his ankle, so they couldn't tour, so then they just went into the studio and started recording. And that's where they came up with the song and all that kind of stuff. And I thought that was kind of funny because, you know, Achilles, the heel. So a little bit of the backstory behind that song. What's about Buddy Holly? A legend. I mean, I don't know any of his stuff, unfortunately. There's so many guitar players that I want to learn stuff from, and just so little time. inspires me to practice more. Half mage and twice as good. Oh, I doubt that, man. But you know, I'm always thankful if there's anything that I do that makes you want to play. I'm sorry, and you know what? I missed the super chat, didn't I? Joel Reeves, thank you so much, man, for the super chat. If you meant to put a comment in there, please say it again, and maybe if one of the moderators can catch it. But thank you for the super chat, man. I truly appreciate that. Yep, car crash in Greece. Good job, man. I'm surprised. I did a video about the song, but you know, I never know who's seen it and who hasn't. I'll show you a lick I kind of stumbled upon. I keep doing it now because I'm trying to get better at, like, I want it to become more natural. But it was the lick I just did, that little pentatonic thing. Well, what I did one day was I went like this, and I slid up. And I was like, ooh, I like that. That's nice. And so then instead of going like this, I started doing that in that little run. And it was just enough to, like, it just add a little bit of spice to it, you know. On Zep IRs for Jimmy Page tone. I don't know. I guess I'm not sure of the question. I'm sorry, man. So thoughts on Zep IRs for Jimmy Page tone. So you mean like a speaker cabinet IR? I assume. Man, with IRs, I get asked this a lot whenever I'm using my amps. I don't know much about you know, impulse responses or anything like that. I use the same IR regardless of what amp I'm playing. I found one that I just really liked, and what I use in my two notes, I use one setting. You'll see a reoccurring theme with any of my pieces of gear that require a setting, because what I use is it's a Rev 4x12 close back, and it's mic'd with a 57 and a 121. And I use it for every amp. You know, I don't do anything special. Yeah. I don't know any Slaughter. No, I'm afraid I do not know any Slaughter. Jeff Healy? I don't know any Jeff Healy. Figured 4 on it. Woo! It's funny. What's funny is I have a Macho Man shirt on. I had my Ric Flair shirt on earlier. Got in a water hose fight with Mason and Gabby, and yeah, that shirt ended up not making it to the live stream. It's, you know, soaked, laying in the tub. The 57, it's the ultimate mic, you know. And that's why I like a 57 and a 121, because the 121 is so dark, and then the 57's so bright, and you blend them together, and it's just such a good tone. I turn a Sabbath song into a Metallica song? No way. Man, I'm telling you, Hendrix is so tough. I'll tell you what, if I end up getting a copyright claim on this stream, it is your fault. Give me 1 second here to tame this beast. Much better. To next. Oh no, duh. And then he goes, nope. Some version of Little Wing somewhere. No, I think you're feeling. I want to. I remember how that goes. I'm trying to think. I don't remember it anymore. I can't remember how it starts. Part of the whole song is, I think, isn't the first time he goes it's the second verse. He does this. He goes, oh, it's so good. It's the same little walk down that he does in Little Wing, but it's just so good, man. Bam, bam, bam. He hits the inversion. All the little Hendrixy things you can throw in there. It's, man. I tell you, if someone was here who can play Hendrix, is my buddy Nick. If he was here, he'd show you how to really play some Hendrix. I'm slopping my way through it as always. Hey, Andrew. Thank you, dude. Hendrix is by far my favorite guitar player. Super incredible. Yep. You know, it's funny. It took me a while to get into Hendrix. He wasn't like an instant. Like I heard him, and I'm like, oh man, this is amazing. A lot of it was because of the recording quality, and I find that's like another like reoccurring theme with me. Like I have a hard time jumping on board with stuff when the quality isn't like super good compared to like, you know, like when I was listening to the 80s and stuff like that. And then later on, thankfully, you know, I came around and I'm just like, oh my god, he's incredible, you know, and started learning a bunch of it. But hey Tim, what's up, brother? How's it going? There we go. Let me get off this. This tone has so much reverb and stuff on it. So you're saying you're playing Hey Sloppy Joe? Hey! Hey! Yes, I am actually. Wow, it's 2 a.m. Let's see, is anybody still here? 412 people are still here. Alright, we're gonna keep it going. We're gonna keep going. As long as my fingers will let me. How's it go? Another one I can't play anymore. Get heavy on a Strat. I think that's as heavy as a Strat gets. More cowbell, right? Oh man. Whew. It's 2 a.m. Go to bed. No! Never. Not even if there's a fire. Let's see. Are there still people watching? 406 people. I am never going to bed. What state am I from? Technically, I'm from South Carolina, but I grew up mostly in Ohio. So. You're not my real dad. I'm not calling him dad. Brendan, I wouldn't expect you. Good. Call him dad even if there's a fire. Oh man. Are you saying Are you saying coconuts migrate? What? Oh man. Who can name that quote? That little snippet. Who can name it? Are you saying coconuts migrate? Caffeine levels are good, man. I'm still like wired. Wired. I'm just waiting to see who can name that reference that I just dropped. Could grip it by that? It's not a question whether he would grip it or not. Oh man, that's so funny. So many funny things in that movie. My name is Roger. Roger the shrubber. I arranged, designed, and whatever shrubberies. Oh man. So many good parts in that movie. No, the red Charvel with the crackle was right there, man. Chillin'. Your mother was a hamster, and your father was a hamster, and your mother smelled of elderberries. And I like whenever they're at the castle, and he's like, we searched for the Holy Grail. Yeah, we already got one. It's very nice. And then he just like hops back over and he's like, I told him we already got one. You've already got one? Yes, now leave before I taunt you a second time. Oh man. That's where Henning learned to speak French, was watching Monty Python. If you ever wondered, that's where all of Henning's French, or lack thereof, comes from. That's him watching Monty Python. Oh man, such a good movie. I fought in your general direction. Or the part where Lancelot goes to save the prince, and he just like comes in and just starts attacking everybody. And his dad's like, they told me you couldn't build a castle in a swamp. So I built one, and it sank into the swamp. So I built a second one, and it sank into the swamp. So I built a third castle, and that one sank into the swamp. It's like, but the fourth one. Oh man, it's so good. I don't know who produced Monty Python. Def Leppard. You know what my favorite Def Leppard album is? I love, what's the one after Hysteria? Adrenalize. I love that album. I know it's not all Steve Clark, which is a shame, but, I like that era of Def Leppard. I really, really like. I like Adrenalize. Obviously, I love Hysteria. I think it's probably just I've heard those songs so many times. And the whole reason I even got Adrenalize is because I bought it by mistake. You know, I thought I clicked on Hysteria. This is a long time ago on my phone. I thought I clicked on Hysteria, and I accidentally must have clicked on Adrenalize, and I bought it. And I was like, oh, I want to hear some Def Leppard. And I went to turn on in the car, and it, like, I think I had it on shuffle. It went to Personal Property. I'm like, what song is? I've never even heard this song on Hysteria before, because I had the CD, but not like the download. And I'm like, this is awesome. And like, Personal Property, personal touch. Yeah. And then it like goes to the next song. I'm like, I've never heard this song either, because I didn't really listen to anything past Hysteria. But Adrenalize, man, that's killer stuff. Tear it down, got to be another way to tear it down. Man, that's a good album. Oh, and then the one song has like the coolest breakdown. I think it's, what's the name of the song? Hold on 1 second. I'll tell you. It has, seriously, one of the coolest guitar parts ever. No, that's Hysteria. Where's Adrenalize? Here it is. It has lightning in the title. White lightning. Yeah. It's like down. It's so cool. I'm like, oh man, that's a great riff. There's cool solos in there, all that stuff. Oh, Sam. Oh, nope. And the camera died. Moment of truth, guys. Will the camera turn back on? This is actually just the part you have to guess what I'm playing. This is all part of the show, planned out. I knew it would do this. And it is purple. Everything's purple. Yep. All part of the show. This is what I deal with every single time I try to do a live stream. It turns purple for like 5 minutes. I have to keep turning the camera on and off, on and off, on and off. Eventually it usually works. Sometimes it never works. And right now, it is not working. Luckily I have a backup camera. So as you can see, it's still purple. To all 400 people who might be watching, this is standard. This is standard procedure around here. Got the shoegaze filter, yes. Oh man, you're killing me, Smalls. Killing me. Let's see. Maybe if I sit down and act like it's just gonna work, maybe then. Heyo! In your face, camera. In your face. Sorry, let me read your thing, Sam. Thank you for the super chat, dude. If you like Monty Python, you've got to check out Kung Pao. Such a funny movie. Oh, you know what? Someone else told me to check that out, and I didn't do it. Now I have to. We're going to watch it live right now. No, I will. Like I said, someone just recently, maybe that was Derek. Maybe that was Derek that told me I needed to check that out. In the Purple Rain, dad joke. Purple Rain. Guitar. Just need to hear guitar and I'm good, right? Yeah. this Bobby Baker of the Tragically Hip? No, it's not. You know what's funny? Is I've been tagged a bunch on Instagram by people who think that I'm that Robert Baker, and well, I've gotten emails from people saying how much they like love my music, and I'm like reading it. I'm like, this is so nice. This is such a nice email, and they're like, and I've always loved the Tragically Hip. I'm like, okay, they think I'm a different Robert Baker. And the thing is that Robert Baker, I think he's like 60, something like that. And I'm like, do I look like I'm 60? Maybe I do. Maybe I just don't know. But maybe I do. But yeah, I've gotten that happens all the time. You want 335? I've been playing Strap for a while. Do Stanky Leg. I don't know what that is. Do I need to like stank it up? I'll switch to the 335 though. I can dig that if you guys can. Oh, I see why I did that way now. My nose is all running. The theme of the night. Oh, okay. No spam in the chat, man. You will be eliminated. Ooh. 335 sound mean. Sound real mean. Alright, here, I'll give you guys direct audio. This thing, I mean, the 335 is just a beast, is all it is. It's just straight beast mode as soon as you plug it in. There you go. Obnoxious. No, like, obviously that's with a lot of distortion on it. If I turn a lot of this distortion off, it sounds a lot better. So, there we go. To me, this sounds better. Could I dab for you? I think I'm too old to dab. I think it's official. I'm just too... nope. What? No. It's not gonna happen. Some crazy bug. Oh, man. You're playing a 335? Well, let me play some rhythm for you. My 335 brother or sister. Still rocking 11s, yeah. This thing is still 11 gauge strings engaged. Do you have any memorable or collectibles from one of your favorite bands? I don't think so. I had a T-shirt from the 2007 Van Halen reunion, but I think I lost that, unfortunately. I did turn down the gain, but it's just these pickups are so hot. Like I have the gain at 5 right now. So it's like crazy. Like listen to this for a second. Listen how much distortion there is. Oh, sorry. I got that all up? Okay. Okay. So there's that. I'm not changing any settings. Just going to the left wall. It's a healthy amount of gain, but not like anything ridiculous. But then you like plug in the 335 and it's just like, bro, gain on. So much distortion. You know what? One of my favorite parts of that, Shook Me All Along is the rhythm that's behind the solo. It just goes. Listen to how good the part that Malcolm is playing behind the solo. Like when Angus comes in, he's like. When he does that, it's just so perfect because Malcolm's behind him going. Oh, it's so good. Just because like it's I don't know, it's dynamics. You know, someone was talking about learning stuff from songs. I'm like, that's a perfect example of just like straight up dynamics. You know, Malcolm just holds it all down, and he takes it all down to one note. He's not even playing chords. Oh. That's when Angus is all the way. Oh man. Yeah, he doesn't have much distortion, but it's and I imagine he's getting a lot of the distortion from just playing loud, playing loud and playing hard, And just like I think that's easily one of the greatest solos ever written in all of rock history. If you want, again, like just everything about Shook Me All Night Long is just perfect. It just doesn't get any better than that. Sorry, I'm trying to like see something here. Because, like I said, look at all the stuff that's happening in that solo. For one, it starts out, just the classic. That 4 up to the 5. I mean, that little he's pre-bending all this stuff. And that little section there, I mean, what's crazy is he just walks straight down the pentatonic scale, and yet it has so much melody and so much power too. That's one of the biggest things to take away from Angus is it's just like non-stop attitude, every single note, and if you don't play it that way, it won't sound like him. And that's why, like, no one sounds like Angus. Just like how I said, no one sounds like Eddie. No one can sound like Angus. He's got so much attitude in his playing. You have to, you just have to do your best to get close to it. But just accept that you'll never be there. Angus is that extra level of attitude. But oh man, that whole section is just like a tongue twister. I mean, think about it. He goes, and I still don't know. I think he does that actually. I think I'm playing that wrong. He goes, yeah. It's so good. Like, I've listened to that solo slowed down so many times, and I still like realize I'm like, oh, I'm doing that wrong. What is he doing there? So it sounds simple and melodic, and then you try to learn it, and you're just like, dang it, Angus, so good. Yeah, but I like work better. all the dad jokes, full effect tonight. Yeah, see you next time. Have a great night. Woo! Is it Suki? Is that the way you would say that? Suchi? Suki? Either way, have a great night. Or morning, or day, whatever it is, wherever you are. Who actually wrote Shook Me All Night Long? Curious. Pretty sure that's AC/DC, isn't it? I don't think that's I've never known that to be a cover. That's just classic, Back in Black for you. I think I'm gonna answer, but do you ever mess with lower tunings or play 7 or 8 string? I think you'd get a kick out of B standard. You know what? I don't mess around with lower tunings, like tuning a guitar like this. Actually, you can't. Maybe you can see it. I have a baritone back there, which is tuned to B, so it's tuned B to B. And I have an 8 string, but I don't really play it. And I'm actually going to be giving the 8 string away here soon. So you guys will have to be on the lookout. It'll probably be a couple weeks away. There's a guitar. So I can't show you what it is. I could show you, but I'm not going to show you because I'm a jerk. But I did get a new guitar. Some of you already know what it is. And it's one. It was a big goal for me this year to get one of these. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to give away 2 guitars with that one. This is the plan, anyways. 2 guitars when I announce that video, and there's a 3rd guitar that I actually want to buy and give away for you guys. And I want to do it all, if possible, which is the way it is right now. No sponsors attached to it, because then I can do whatever I want with the giveaway. Like I don't have to require you guys to to like 15 different pages, because throughout the years I think I've done pretty much every kind of giveaway you can possibly imagine, in different ways of doing it. And I've tried really big giveaways where there are a bunch of companies involved, and that just requires you guys to do like 15,000 things, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. I would rather just save up and buy. Like I said, I have 2 personal guitars that I'm going to be giving away, and there's a 3rd guitar that I want to buy. It's just not available yet, and I want to do that, because then, you know what, like I said, I can do the giveaways the way I want to do them and not require you guys to do so much stuff. So jailbreak, oh yeah, I can do that one. So that's going to be going on here real soon. Look, you can almost see the guitar. It's right here. Oh, what is it? What could it be? Now this will be the last one for a while. But I was telling the channel members I want to give away 3 guitars here, because when I got my Strat, the original plan was to give the black Strat away to someone, and I did give it away. But I gave it away to Jim, the original owner, who had to sell my 63. And then I was like, you know what, I'll get another guitar and give it away. And then it's just so many things happened. And to be honest, like, Christmas happened, and then January was NAMM. And I was like, okay, I'm going to start. I had this idea that I was going to go to a store and pick out the guitar that I was going to buy to give away. Well, then the coronavirus happened. Stores weren't open anymore. So that made that difficult. And honestly, there were just a lot of, I'm trying to think the right way to say it, but there were a lot of like nasty people about it who were like saying like, I never gave the black Strat away and all this. I'm like, dude, like, I go, watch the follow-up video to the Dream Guitar video. I literally showed pictures of Jim with the guitar in his hand. I shipped it to him. Like, I don't have the guitar anymore. I gave it away, like I said I would. And there were like just a lot of people got like really nasty with it, which is why I hate doing giveaways. I love doing giveaways because there are a lot of you guys who are watching, who support the channel, who comment, do all these like incredible nice things, who totally deserve to get the guitar. And then there's some people who only will subscribe and stuff because they want free stuff. Which is why I didn't promote that giveaway at all. Like, I just mentioned it at the end of that video. So like I said, that whole thing got messy, and it got like, just people were saying like super disrespectful stuff. I'm like, oh, okay, I don't even want to do the giveaway anymore. I'm like, but I said I would give a guitar away. So like I said, I was at this like middle ground. I've talked to the channel members about this, where I was like, I don't even want to do the giveaway anymore, but I said I would. So I thought, he was like, you know what, this is a whole new thing. Give away a couple guitars, and do it this way, and there's no confusion. I will pick the people like the original way that I said I was going to, and do all that stuff. So, you can buy a Strat body. Well, originally I wanted to give away an American Strat. So what I'm gonna do is I'm giving away one of my guitars, which is an American guitar, and then I'm giving away another one of my guitars. And there's a 3rd guitar I want to buy that is really related to the guitar that I got. It's not like a super expensive guitar or anything, the one that I want to give away, but I still think it's a cool guitar. So you'll just have to wait and see. But giveaway or not, you are my favorite. Oh, I appreciate that, man. So yeah, so like I said, I'm gonna do this, and I've just tried to continue to step away from doing too many things. No, I've heard of Firefly, but no, it's not. No, it's like a household name for sure. My neck's sore from just sitting here. The other thing I'll say this that a lot of people don't take into consideration, not just like us, just YouTubers in general, is there are a lot of rules about giveaways depending on your state, and it gets tricky. Like sometimes, giveaways, there might not be what's the right way to say it? The person might be doing a giveaway who doesn't mean to be breaking the law when they're doing this giveaway, but they might not have researched the rules and regulations about doing giveaways in their state. Like I said, it's really, really like, it's intense. It's why, like, I did one with Sweetwater a while back, and it had to be U.S. only. It couldn't be international because there's all kinds of things to do with Sweetwater, and they have certain territories and all this kind of stuff. So like I said, it's pretty complicated if you really try to like follow it. No, not glary. Nothing like that. Yeah, international giveaways are trickier, but I always tell people, I was like, hey, I'll send the guitar anywhere, but import taxes and all that kind of stuff, that's all, whoever wins it, just be prepared. Like, that's on you to take care of that. But yeah. So let's see. My neck's getting tired. Any other questions from you guys? Hammer are cool. It was really hard on you guys. Unfair YouTube. A lot of ways. Well, I'm really thankful for YouTube, and I hate to complain too much about it, but yeah, sometimes YouTube is a little bit tough. I'll be honest. It is it's not the most reliable thing, but like I said, I'm always thankful for you guys more than anything. So you just kind of stick it out. And, sometimes it's not as fun as others, but Carlos, ever get endorsed by any company? Yeah, no, I have different endorsements, and like I said, I'm as far as endorsed, like I've been a Rev artist for a long time. That's why, like, anytime I do a Rev product, I always make sure that like a demo or review, which again I haven't done any in a while, and I don't do many demos or reviews at all. But I always say it, like in the videos, or at least I try to remember to say, like, hey, I'm a Rev artist, so if that bothers you at all, then you watch someone else's video about the product, because if you feel like this is a biased review, then by all means just don't bother watching this, because I'm not trying to trick people. I review and demo exactly what I want, all the time. That was like the amp switcher. I don't remember the last legit demo of something that I've done. That was something that I wanted, and I had been talking with Marcus for the better part of a year. It might have been a year or around a year, and that was something that I wanted. So I kind of like just made the decision that if it's anything that I demo and review, it has to be something that I'm 100% confident that if I send you guys to them, that they're gonna treat you guys right. That's why I'm so like, I don't like when people promote themselves on my. I have it set to where I block all links on my videos. I have keywords set to trigger comments as spam if they say like my channel, or like I said, or links or any of that stuff. And it's not because I'm trying to be like stingy or greedy and not promote other people. It's I don't know. Like I feel like super protective of you guys. Like I don't want there to be any kind of confusion of like this person is being promoted on the channel and you guys should go check them out, because I don't know who that person is. The only people I ever tell you guys, oh, subscribe to this guy, like if they're in the chat, is people that I know personally. No one else. So it's maybe I'm just being a jerk. Always a possibility. But that's never my intention. It's just, like I said, I value, the name of this channel, which happens to be my name. But just our channel, I value it too much to sell it short by doing that kind of stuff. Do you think you'll ever do more demos? Yeah, like I said, like I don't have it. Actually, I have something else that I want to demo that I've never done before. It's like a plugin or like AMP software or something on the computer. I get asked about AMP software all the time. I've never used one before. I used bias effects on an iPad. That's the closest I've ever done to this stuff. But a really good friend of mine, Michael Nielsen, you hear me talk about him all the time, came out with this package through a company, but it's all like 80s tones. It's like all the amp software I've ever heard, it's always metal tones. I'm like, I'm not a metal guy, so I don't want to check any of that stuff out. And but Michael did one with them from like a Soldano pack, and it's all like 80s tones. I'm like, this one. So it was funny because Michael texted me, and he's like, oh man, he's like, not trying to be weird. Is there any chance you'd want to check this out? I was like, dude, I was gonna text you and be like, hey, can I check this out? Like, can you help me? I don't know how to set up like the amp sim stuff on a computer. I have an interface, but I don't really know how to like do that stuff. I was like, if you can help me do this, I'm totally cool with it. I was gonna ask you if I could check it out. So I don't know at what point I'm gonna do that, but I was like excited because I'm like, hey, finally someone's doing one of these like amp sim things that's like for rock guitar, not for metal like detuned 7-string guitars. It's like the kind of stuff that I would use. Gotta go soon. A little one has awoken. I'll check it out. That guitar. Have a great night. Hallowed Actress? Is that what it said? The thing shifted on me. Who are some of my influences? I have a bunch of different influences, of course, like everyone, but Eddie Van Halen, Jimmy Page, Nuno Bettencourt, Eric Johnson, Zakk Wylde. I'm just trying to think of other ones I don't mention all the time, like John Fogerty, Billy Gibbons, like lots of those guys, all like real heavy influences on me. So you guys are talking to each other. Practice slow is the key. I don't know any Buckethead, I'm afraid. Videos focus on playing rather than demos and actual music, Oh, thank you, Carlos. I appreciate that, man. I'm thinking about it's 3 a.m. Could have had. I know, right? I'm so wired from all that caffeine. I was thinking about doing a video, and I was gonna talk about, which kind of might seem like an odd video to do because I am a guitar teacher, and and I sell guitar courses and all that kind of stuff. But I was gonna do a video how to tell if a guitar teacher is good or like good for you. And what I kind of started thinking about was, and I was gonna not review, but like mention guitar teachers who are here on YouTube that I really like and respect. And I was gonna talk about like Ben Eller, for example. Like Ben is a buddy of mine, and I think Ben is an incredible teacher and just a great human. I love Ben, but the reason I was going to talk about is the fact that I was like, if you really want to know if a guitar teacher is for you, and you have any of their original music available to you, I feel like that's the key. Like, I've heard Ben's original music, and I love it. So, obviously, I think, like, what he's teaching, because I feel like when a person creates music, that is them putting everything that they know into, not the practice, but like it's putting it into music. So if they're teaching you stuff, it's like, well, if you hear the music, this is obviously where everything that they're showing you led them. So if you don't like the person's music, they might not be the person to be learning stuff from. Because it's like, if you don't like their end result as a player, then you know, if you learn the stuff that they're teaching, you're probably not gonna like the end result that you get from learning that kind of stuff. Does that make sense? Like I didn't know if it was like not a mean video, but just kind of like a different video. But I was just kind of like thinking about that kind of stuff, where I was like, oh yeah, you know, there've been plenty of guys that I've listened, you know, I've learned stuff, and then I hear their music and I'm like, wow, I don't like that, you know, and you kind of step back and listen, and I'm like, well, is that what I want to sound like? Because it's the same thing. Like if you hear my music, like the intro clips that I've been doing, like the original stuff that I've been creating, and you don't like the way that stuff sounds, you know, probably my teaching style and lessons and the stuff that I'm trying to relay in my videos might not be the best fit for you as a player, because it's kind of like, obviously all the stuff that I teach is what has led me musically to this point. So I thought that was kind of like it might be a good video to look at, you know. And Uncle Ben would be, what is it? But yeah, but I was gonna use Ben as an example because like I like Ben's original music. I think Ben is a great teacher, and just a good person. So yeah, well, exactly. You have to know the direction. Like, where do you want to go as someone, you know, as a student, whether you're taking one-on-one lessons or, you know, whatever it is. But I feel like if you can hear the original music that a person has created, that tells you the direction that whatever that person is teaching you is going to be leading you, you know. So like I said, if you're like a gent person or, you know, someone like that, and you hear my original music, it's like, oh, and if you don't like it, my lessons might not be the best fit for you, because obviously I'm basically like reverse engineering what you hear in the form of my music. I'm just taking it back, like, this is the stuff that I worked on, or like, here's something to work on that I would use. So I'm pretty much always in standard. Someone who plays country. Yeah, exactly. You know, like if you want to learn country, you know, look up, I mean, God, look up Andy Wood. He's been doing like really cool lessons. I think Andy's just a great player in general. But yeah, look up Andy Wood. Or, I mean, learn some Brent Mason, you know, all these guys. But yeah, I think I have to finally quit, guys. My neck hurts from like looking like this at the chat. Well, my neck's so stiff now. But yes, 3 a.m., 3-hour live stream. What? So thank you guys all so much for hanging in there and tuning in. All my buddies who stopped in. I can tell it's hot and muggy in here because my hair's all poofy. Whew. Indie music? I'm not sure. Yeah, see, that wouldn't be like my strong point. Were you self-taught or did you have a mentor? You know, I took lessons from some people early on, but the majority of my playing is all self-taught. Like I kind of got like the groundwork. Like I had a good foundation from some really amazing teachers, but that was only within like the first like year of playing. Yes, thank you guys all so much. There were so many of you guys here. That was crazy, and I couldn't even see it because my thing's messed up. But thank you all. Thank you for all the people who super chatted, the new members, Big Red Tower, Sam, all the moderators who were in here. Thank you guys all so much for being awesome. You guys all have a great rest of your Sunday, and new video on Monday. I'm gonna chill tomorrow and probably record some music. So other than that, I hope you enjoyed the live stream, and I'm just going to see you guys all later. Let me, sorry, I should probably look at the camera, not always be looking over here. But I lost my screen. Here we go. Cool photo on the 335. Oh, thank you. Rock and roll. I'm just making sure I'm not missing anything. Awesome live thing. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. have a good Memorial. Yes, have a great Memorial Day, all my fellow USA guys. Always rock on. Yeah, guys. Thank you all, and I'll just see you later. So bye, homies. Have a great night.